Ho ho ho, I just cannot stop it being Christmas, no matter what I do. Here we are on the 6th of January, and I'm still sort of running around like a crazy thing doing Christmas stuff, because my daughter's here, and it's no bad thing, but gosh, I wish I could concentrate and just get back to work, you know. Ho ho ho. Anyway, so, on Friday the 10th of January 2020, which is not far away, we have a penumbral lunar eclipse. How's about that? A penumbral lunar eclipse, no less than in Cancer. And that is quite a crazy situation. I'll come to the penumbral bit in a moment, but it's the Cancer thing really. Cancer, a very compassionate, very caring kind of a sign, but a sign with a very strong, serious side. And I'm just wondering how that's going to play into the sort of full moon lunacy that is bound to be going on. Because everything in nature really comes to a head with a full moon. It is going to be a darker moon than usual. They say it's a wolf moon as well. And it's the first big astrology event of 2020, really, I guess. There was the solar eclipse in Capricorn on the 12th of December, I believe, which really set the scene for Christmas and the winter solstice and everything. And that brought craziness all of its own, but in quite a positive sort of way. And a lot of people were having wacky dreams at that time, and so was I. Gosh, so was I. Was I ever? Here we are on the open road. Brilliant. And yeah, really crazy dreams at that time. And I don't know about you guys. I mean, let me know in the comments if you have, because I'm always curious and nosy. But have you been having crazy dreams again? I know I have. Gosh. Night before last, I smoked a cigar, because I'm finding it very hard to give up tobacco. And so I smoked a cigar, and I guess it was the taste of the cigar in my mouth while I was asleep that set this off. But I'll tell you about this dream. I was in the town where I'm headed to now. Actually, it's called Newcastle Emlyn, a tiny little market town in West Wales, UK. And I walked around a corner, and there's a massive cathedral there, and actually a monastery attached to it as well, which isn't there in real life. In real life, it's a scrapyard. But in the dream, it was a monastery. And at first, I thought I was a monk in this monastery, but then it turned out I was sort of something that happens before you become a novice monk. And I was just kind of learning, because I found myself in these sort of tea rooms, drinking tea with lots of people who were very impressed that I was something to do with the monastery and that I was going to be a monk. And in a jiffy, without hardly anything happening, I was suddenly in the monastery. And it turned out that the monks in this monastery are allowed to smoke. Which, you know, Benedictine monks are allowed to smoke occasionally. And drink and everything. But the monks in this monastery, as a sort of penance, were only allowed to smoke fresh, locally grown tobacco leaves, which, you know, is still green and hadn't had a chance to cure or condition or anything. And the taste of them was absolutely repulsive, which I guess was something to do with the taste I had in my mouth at the time. And then I looked over at the main monastery from suddenly being out in the fields, and it looked to me as if the monastery was on fire. But another monk said to me, no, don't worry, they use these tobacco leaves to heat the monastery as well. They just light a big fire and you have to keep out of the way of it. Oh, a funny gear change there. And you just had to keep out of the way of the flames and the whole place would just go up. It had some sort of fireproof roof on it. So if any of you guys who can interpret dreams can tell me anything about that, I'd be most grateful to know. There was also an apparently unrelated sequence where I went to visit another YouTuber who used to live near here. He's in New Zealand now. And I went into his house, and up to then it was a fairly normal thing. You could almost have thought it wasn't a dream, it seemed very real. But when I got into his house, there was a sort of bar in a back room in there, which was very much bigger than the house had seemed from the outside. And I sat there talking to him. And then some music came on and he grabbed hold of a plug, which British plugs are really big, you know. And he was using it like one of those 1950s microphones that are really small, stubby things. And he started singing into it, "Will somebody please not knock on my door and disillusion my two sons?" And it sounded like sounded like a pop song the way he was singing it, but I can't imagine anyone would have got into the charts with that. So there we are. That's the kind of intrepid dream I've been having lately as the moon comes up to full. It's the only thing I really don't like about full moon, is the strange dreams. And I could sit here all day recounting crazy dreams I've had. But the dream life is actually an important thing. And if we do too much to try and quell it, we end up losing a lot of spiritual communication. But if you're having wacky, random dreams and they're becoming disturbing, and actually, a bit like me, you might be feeling exhausted during the day because your mind has been busy all night having these stupid dreams, then putting a bit of tourmaline under your pillow will really help. Although the bits under my pillow don't seem to have helped, I must admit that. But lunar eclipse in Cancer. It's kind of a clash of things because everything is almost festive with a full moon. But the Cancerian side of it really doesn't lend itself to that. So I do feel there's going to be quite a sort of clashing of directions going on spiritually. Could be a tricky one. But on the other side of it, it is a penumbral lunar eclipse. I said I'd get there in the end, didn't I? And here I am. It is a penumbral lunar eclipse. And being a lunar eclipse, the Earth darkens the moon. When we have the solar eclipse, the moon darkens the sun. But with this one, the Earth darkens the moon. So there will still be a lot of moonlight coming, if there's a gap in the clouds enough to see it wherever you are in the world. But it's going to look at least slightly darker than usual. And that ought to take some of the intensity out of it. Not that I'm anti-full moon, not in any way, you know. Peace to all and everyone. But I think we could do with this one diffusing a little bit, because that one we had at Christmas, and the Pisces full moon that we had late last year as well. Oh, they were just so crazy for dreams. Oh, tell me about your dreams in the comments below, guys, anyway, because I'm fascinated by them. I really am. And I just kind of love to know what's happening. Anyway, if you do get dreams like that, it's worth writing them down, actually. I seem to have remembered mine in complete fullness, but and I guess that's a blessing. It doesn't feel like one, but I guess it is. But if you write down your dreams, you tend to get the point more, and then you get kind of plagued by them less. They become gentler and have a slower kind of a pace to them. Anyway, it's getting dark, so I'm going to flip the camera around and show you some country road. There we are. I'm looking forward to these country roads taking me home. I'm not on my way home yet, won't be for another couple of hours. I just want to catch the farmer's market in the beautiful twilight, because I want to buy a hook of the kind that I can only really get there. But it's going to be too dark to film on the way back. Here we are, Flander Friog, which is like one of the narrowest roads in the world. That's, well, it's not, but it's one of the narrowest roads in the world that is actually meant for two-way contraflow traffic. And you have to keep your foot on the brake because you never know what's coming. We're getting through this one though, thankfully. I've seen some spectacular crashes here, actually. Luckily, I've never seen anyone get killed in one, so that's a good thing. But yeah, some spectacular crashes, because see, if I'd met those vans a minute ago and I'd been going too fast, I'd have been screwed. I'd have never got the video up. Anyway, it's twilight, the sun is going down in a big way, and I've gone on for long enough, so I'm going to end it there. Happy New Year. If you're having a Christmas like me that just will not go away. Ho, ho, ho. Try and enjoy it. It's for the best. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Do not forget to subscribe and tap the bell to receive all notifications. I'll be along with the, well, it'll be one tarot reading or another because I'm trying to do them every day at the moment. The one for Cancer is waiting in the wings. It's uploading now at home as I speak. But I will certainly be around with astrology tomorrow, whatever day it is. And I'll be back before very long with more readings. Keep it real, keep it twig, brother. Peace.